Mark your New Year's 2022 calendar for January 2nd, 2022. Vicky Dillard, the Goddess Guru, is taking you deeper into your cosmic DNA powers that NASA and the U.S. government knows all about. Go now. Register your Royal Bloodline Vault Passcodes webinar activation at onpurposewithvicky.com. Honor your ancestors at the start of your year, and they will grant you divine advantages all year long. Your ancestors left you an inside vault that you need the passcodes to. Don't you dare miss this shift. That will bless your life for years to come. Register now at www.onpurposewithvicky.com.
The perfect cleanse and reboot for a healthy immune system. Natural. Miracle food is suitable for all ages.
Beautiful, man. Happy to have you on. I don't know if the people saw it, but we seen a live in front of a studio audience a couple days ago, if not yesterday. I know I saw it yesterday. Yeah. Different Strokes, man. Different Strokes was on there, and we seen you make a cameo, brother. So let's start right there, man. How was that experience live in front of a studio audience?
You know, it was fun to be on the set. You know, I've done a bunch of shows, you know, since then, but it was fun just to be able to be on that set when it's been, like I said, I believe it was 43 years the first time I walked through, so it's probably like 37 or 35 years since I've been on there. That's the crazy part.
Wow.
So what do you say to the people who say that the cast, and I'm sure you heard this question before, but I want to reiterate it, that the cast of Different Strokes was cursed, being as though a lot of people...
Nah, man, we're going to have to go right past that. I'm not even going to discuss that. That's just some dumb stuff somebody said. It's dumb. It's not that way, so. Life happens. Leave it at that.
Staying on a positive note with Different Strokes, how was the chemistry on set for you guys?
It was always great. We always had a good time. You know, me and Gary and Dana, you know, me and Gary was funny because when me and Gary were little, we used to always hide in the boxes, play boxes. I don't know, we used to make boxes out of like, I think it was like big giant clubhouses all the way through our rooms all over the place. And me and Dana became really good friends, you know, really good friends hanging out. And then as I got older, I became very good friends with Conrad. And very good friends with, you know, I knew all the other cast of the other shows too. I was good friends with all the girls of the Facts of Life. We all hung out, and a lot of us grew up together. Jason Bateman that you see on Ozark, yep. we grew up together too. He was on that show. He was on the Facts of Life on the live show, and people saw us talking in the background because we hadn't seen each other in almost 40. I think it was 40 years.
Wow.
You know, so we talked a lot and went through all that.
Now, the Different Strokes, let's talk a little bit about that. A lot of people, you know, who don't know, who didn't watch the program, know that you guys covered a lot of topics on there, sort of like in the vein of the Cosby Show. Did you know that you would, back then, would be such a pioneer for not just Black actors, but all actors and actresses?
Well, you know, something to think about it was, I know that our show wasn't afraid to cover everything, and we knew that it had to be covered. That's why people really appreciated the show, was the fact that we covered situations that people wouldn't do. That ordinary people would not cover, like a lot of shows. Well, I mean, even if you notice that, see, the reason why I love Norman Lear so much, Norman Lear wasn't afraid to hire Black people, wasn't afraid to hire minorities. He just wanted a good show. And if you think about it, at the time, I believe Norman Lear really had most of the shows, or maybe all the shows with Black people on it. You know, Norman Lear owned the Jeffersons, Good Times, Silver Spoons, Give Me a Break. You know, those all had Black people on it. You know what I mean? Good Times, the Red Fox Show too. He had everything. You know, he knew how to make a good show. You know, he knew, and he wasn't afraid. He'd use whoever he wanted, and that's what made him a pioneer in what he did. So our show definitely, we did a lot of pioneer shows that, you know, that made people have to really look at themselves and deal with themselves.
Yeah.
You talk about the Different Strokes, Good Times, Jeffersons, Silver Spoons. Then you go into obviously the Cosby Show, Different World. And eventually, and there was some great shows, Fresh Prince Martin, we all love those shows, but then it was a break in the action where we didn't see those positive images of great Black males and females, and it kind of transitioned into this quote unquote reality where it was a little more wild and a little less. Talk about that transition It came back a little bit. You have good shows. Everybody Loves Chris was a good. Everybody Hates Chris. Excuse me, was a good show, but it was a break. It wasn't as consistent as it was back in the day.
Well, I mean, think about it right now. What's on right now that's really positive for Black people right now? I don't really know. Maybe I guess what's the Blackish maybe.
Yeah, I've never watched that.
I've never watched it either. It's unfortunate, but I'm gonna have to watch it. You know, sorry, Anthony Anderson, I ain't seen it, but I guess I'll have to see it. You know, but you know, there's not a lot of shows that are really positive for us out there. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you know, why it's okay for us to headline shows. You know what I mean? And you have other people integrating it because that's what you want to be able to do, so you can stay on the mainstream tip. But I just think that it's important that Black people tell Black people's stories. You know, it's important that we tell what our lives are about. But unfortunately, what usually happens is when the people see what we have to go through, it makes them very uncomfortable. I've noticed that. They don't like seeing what we got to go through, but it's the truth, you know. And it's unfortunately, if you wanted to change, start to say something, start helping us change, you know, start helping the whole situation change in America for people of color, you know. And that's the thing.
Hollywood and your personal legacy. If you had to
the thing that I do know, you know, Dwayne Wade said something to me that made me the other day that made me feel really good. Dwayne said, "Hey man, I want to thank you for all the stuff you've done for us." And what he meant by that was, you know, a lot of these people in television may not be there, or even movies. If somebody had to go get in there and take the abuse, somebody had to do it. You know what I mean? And be on a hot seat. And I was on a hot seat for a long time, but I'm glad that it opened doors up for other brothers to go in there and do what they need to do. You know, so I know that I've done my journey, but for me, you know, anybody, they can remember me however they want, man. Like I said, I'm secure of myself enough today. I don't care what nobody thinks about me anymore. I love myself. My kids love me, and my family my mother loves me, and my brother loves me, my sister loves me. That's all that counts now, you know? Yes.
Nigga said, oh God, you the man, Cass. I spit white like a clan mask, and I'm a hustler. I could stand out on the beach and sell sandbags. Some things can't last, but this ain't just a podcast. This is Sam Ant and Oh God Cass. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam Ant riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam Ant riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Go gang.